What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to the Totally Cool channel. And again, Throwback Thursdays. And for Throwback Thursday, we're continuing our run of the SilverHawks Super 7 release. As promised last week, we will be featuring a villain this time. As you can see, he's a villain because the box is red and you have the logo of the mob. Well, the mob is basically just a group of criminals that are led by Monstar. And this is Monstar's face when he's in monster form, when he gets the power from the Moon Star of Limbo. But we'll do that. We'll do a deeper review of Monstar once we go into the actual figures. We have two Monstars. We have the monster figure and the humanoid figure, and we'll compare that to the ramen toy Monstar as well. But for now, we're talking about one of his henchmen, and this is probably the biggest box that came with the entire collection. He is no other than Buzz-Saw. So let's go into the box first. As usual, the sleeve. I think you've heard enough of the sleeve from our previous episodes. So let's set that aside. And that is Buzz-Saw. Amazing. Okay, as we go into looking at what's staring out of that window, let's talk about Buzz-Saw. Buzz-Saw is a Limbo mob henchman, just like everybody else, because, you know, in a criminal syndicate, you only have one leader, and everybody's a henchman. He's a completely robotic. He's one of the few that's probably the only one who's completely robotic, but independently sentient war machine with multiple razor-sharp circular saw cutting blades on his body. Can be used as projectile weapons, so he can use it to like a melee weapon or a projectile. He speaks with a high-pitched metallic voice, and Buzz-Saw is used as one of the Limbo mob's muscle henchmen, kind of like Mumbo Jumbo. We reviewed Mumbo Jumbo. The link is down below. Adding power to whatever crime is being performed or to protect a more specialized member of the mob. Buzz-Saw's striking appearance and weapons make him more limited in his role and less adept at other kinds of missions. He's kind of like a blunt instrument. Like if you're going to send Buzz-Saw into a mission, it's going to be an attack mission, or it's going to be like a protection kind of deal, or if he's going to break into something. But he's not into the more subtle aspects of villainy, like, say, if he's a spy, or if he's an intelligence officer, intelligence gathering, reconnaissance. No. Buzz-Saw is on the business end of the crime being committed. So when Monstar wants him to break somebody out of prison, something like that, that's Buzz-Saw's job. So enough with Buzz-Saw. Let's look at the box. He is just imposing. As mentioned earlier, he has multiple saws on his body, shoulders, the head, top of the head, and the hands. So pretty cool coming out like this. The yellow is just, you know, okay. Thing about Super 7 Ultimates, particularly for the SilverHawks, is that they've always been pretty cool like this. The proof is in the pudding. So let's not prolong the agony and see what we have. I hope this is not another bust like the others, but I'm still optimistic. I'm still holding out for hope. Let's open the box. Oh, by the way, up top you see Ultimates, just like the usual Ultimates. On the back you have Mumbo Jumbo's, Buzz-Saw's illustration or picture, and then you have the character description down below. So let's open them up and let's see what's inside. Again, very, very, open the top, open the flap, and then side. I think it's better to do it this way in case something has to. Okay, set this aside. All right. Okay. So to start off, This is a very big figure. I would love to have it standing up with the other villains as we finish the review. So we'll do a mob completion class photo. But initially you have, like the others, you have the second clamshell, okay? But this one's more of half the clamshell for the accessories. So before we get into the figure, let's look at the accessories. Oops. Oopsie daisy. There we go, it's taped up. Set this aside. Let's look at this first. Okay, pretty simple, straightforward type of accessory pack. You have the alternate heads. This is the one alternate head that's got the saw on the top, not moving. That's why you see the different teeth. But this one's supposed to mimic a moving saw. So it's like moving, that's why it looks straight. So it's like a serrated whatever. And then you have alternate hands. So they go into the hand slots like pincers. And then you have the blaster. And I don't know what this guy's name is. Very interesting because he's like a hawk pet weapon, but looks like a saw with the saw on top of the head. Let's do that in detail later. So that's the accessory pack. I don't know what these are. We'll do a little bit of research on that. Set this aside. Go for Buzz-Saw. All right. Okay, before we take him out of the clamshell, just want to show you how heavy this figure is, because normally the clamshell is supposed to hold the figure up, but you see how it just bulges up on the side, because that's how heavy the figure is. I would just imagine how hefty this is once we take him out. So let's do just that. Okay, quite easier to pull out because of the weight. Okay, now, okay, Super7, don't do this to me. Okay, let's see. Just make him stand. Just stand, bro. Just stand. Okay. Okay, this is very heavy, and I think that's the reason why it's quite difficult to find a balance to him. But let's make an exception because he is a robot. Okay, he's not a humanoid, so it's not human. He just has a humanoid form. Let's take him through the motions. You have the head that twists. The chain on the head, it doesn't move. The shoulders have very limited give. It doesn't have a parallel or 90-degree movement. It does move forward and it moves back. Okay. No, oops. We're back. So now you know for sure, definitively, that there's no shoulder movement to the right. Doesn't move 90 degrees, just forward and backward. Funny that you saw that on camera and we almost hit the camera. We're going to try to avoid that next time. If it doesn't move, it doesn't give. So now back to the review. So the head, normal. One cool thing about this, if I want to zoom in closer to this one and see how the saws just spin. This is one of those things that make you go ooh and ah to a certain toy. So this is, I mean, the shoulder doesn't move out, but yeah, I mean, this is cool. This is cool. It does for both. So, nice. This one's a little bit tighter, but cool accent. Okay, now for this one. The hand, it's not really the hand because there is also a pincer or a claw here. It goes around. And then you have the elbow joint that you can move up and down. Okay, let's do that facing the camera. Up. So there's the hinge, down. And then there is this particular pincer type hand. And then, just like the shoulders, they spin. The saws would spin. Sauce, multiple, plural of saw, not sauce in tomato sauce. And then the hands can be replaced, as you see here. Waist can go 360 degrees. Believe these are... Oh, you can't pull them out. I don't know what these are for. Do a little bit of research. Now the legs have forward and a backward movement. Okay, let's try not to break it by... Okay, yes, gently it can swing out. And unlike the other figures where you have the trunks impeding the leg movement, this one does not have that limitation. You can do a full split. You can do a Jean-Claude Van Damme split. You can take it back, and then it rotates. The legs rotate to a certain point. Okay, and then the knees also have just one joint. So it goes out, and then you bend the knee. All right. Okay, so this one has no damage, just unlike a bluegrass. Still gives me nightmares. Okay, and then the feet, yeah, twist in and out. Okay, pretty cool. I'm not floored by this figure. I am not absolutely impressed by this figure, but I am not disappointed, which is a totally different feeling compared to the other SilverHawks figures that we've reviewed for this channel. Okay, let's put the arms. Okay, now it's popping out. I don't know if I did something to it, but it goes back in quickly, so no problem, no issues. Let's look at the accessory pack. Okay, now this particular cannon goes into the hand socket. Okay, this particular cannon goes into the hand socket, just like so. So you pull this out. I hope I can without breaking it. Okay, and it's got a nice groove, so you know how to put it in, because it's slot. Okay, there's that shoulder. Let's put him aside. So it slots in. Oh, yeah, there you go. It slots in, so it moves left and right. Okay, I just hope I didn't break this because it keeps popping out. Okay, so you can do it like this. He's pointing the blaster at you, and then let's pull out his pet bird. So the alternate heads still. Oh, wait a minute. This is interesting. Let's take both of them out. Wait a doggone minute. There. Okay, this one doesn't move. It's kind of stuck. It's part of the mold. But these two alternate heads, they move. They rotate. They spin. This one spins, but it's kind of tight, so you got to heat it up a little bit or put some oil or whatever, but it spins. It actually spins. And this one's got its mouth open. So the alternate heads are fun. I would probably do the alt head as a display. When I display it, I'd probably use the alt head. I don't know what the others are for, frankly. But it does have a very cool blaster. Looks like a Gatling cannon or a Gatling gun. I don't know how he's supposed to hold it, though. Given the fact that could be one of these alt heads. Okay, I'm not going to put him in, but could be done like... No, that's weird. How do you even tell? Okay, now that doesn't make sense. Could be... Oh, now it makes sense. Look at the shape, okay? And look at the shape of the handle. It slots right in. You don't have to put it this way. You just slot it in like that. And he's holding it, supposedly holding it. I'm not sure if you can remove this one. Let's see. Let's take this out. See how it... Yeah. Oh, it's... No, that's not... Yeah. It's... that way. And then the shoulder keeps coming off. Okay. I gotta find a fix for that. But see, normally you're supposed to hold the gun with the handle under it. But this one, you just clip it and it's like this. Okay? It's like this. Pretty cool if you ask me. I'm not gonna be a big snob about it. I like how it looks. Besides, the weapon has a different color that stands out from the rest of the figure. And you can do it for both hands, for both pincers. Now, let's look at the bird. Now, this is probably one of the few articulated birds that I've seen because you can actually swing the wings out. Okay? Same thing for this one. Both wings, swing it out, swing it out. Nice accent. The headpiece is actually a miniature saw that also spins. I'm not sure if the mouth opens though. Does the mouth open? No, the mouth doesn't open, but the head twists. Okay, so it doesn't stand on him, but I think you can fit him into the hand like this. Like this. Like so. Okay, so he can be holding this one like that, and he could also be holding his bird. His bird like this. I don't know if he's supposed to do that, but he can. Anyway, okay. I think I'll change the head. It's easy. The head is a little bit easier than the others. Putting the replacement head back on seems to be a bit more challenging. Okay, I'll try to do that better this later, but at least it's on. Somehow it's on, and then you have the rotating head. Okay, so set this aside. Let's do a toy review. Okay. All right. Okay. First impression. As we usually do, let's do a first impression, and out of the box. I mean, inside the box. Pretty cool. Colors may be a little bit dull because it's more yellow, more mustard, well, yellow, and you have some brown on certain parts that break the whole color scheme, and you have the brown on the hip joint, and the brown on the feet, the brown on the saw and the head. But you know, that's his color. I mean, who am I to argue? I'm not the animator. I'm not the illustrator. But overall, for first impressions, pretty cool. The size and the heft doesn't hurt. I mean, this particular weight justifies the box. It's a big box. It's a big figure. It's heavy. It's justified. Now, playability, again, I don't know if it's a lemon, but my right shoulder keeps popping out. That's fixable. So the fact that he has only very few accessories doesn't hurt the playability of the character or the toy, because there's so many fun things you can do with him, like this spinning, the gun, the replaceable hands. In fact, in this particular case, less is more, meaning less accessories, more fun, because it's very utilitarian. You play with it as an attack robot, and he works as an attack robot, exactly as advertised. Now, the weapons are also very functional. I'm pretty pleased with this particular toy. Now I was having trouble with having him stand up earlier when I took him out of the box, but it's just probably because of the angle of his legs. And now that I was able to find the right angle, he's able to stand firmly on his own, and he doesn't, even if I move the table, he doesn't jiggle around, or there's no danger of him falling over because of the weight of his gun. So again, the gun being of different color is a nice accent piece. It's also a very appropriate weapon for something as big as Buzz-Saw. Now, as far as price point is concerned, this is a little bit more expensive than your run of the mill SilverHawk. The normal SilverHawk would cost you about 3,500, maybe even 4,000 pesos. This was about 4,800, about 1,000 pesos more. That's because it's just big. It's just bigger. Packaging costs a little bit more, and just the sheer size of the toy. But frankly, I don't mind it because, like I said, it's very stable. It's pretty cool. It it jumps right out of you from the box, and I am not disappointed. 4,800 may be much for a casual collector, but for somebody who's grown up with SilverHawks and Thundercats, and you know how Buzz-Saw you've seen scenes when Buzz-Saw will throw his spinning whatever, and the SilverHawks will fly around it. It's pretty cool. It brings you back to a Saturday morning when you're sitting in front of the TV. So, yeah, I think it's justified for 4,800, which is almost $100. I'm cool with that. Now, integrity or loyalty to the source material, pretty cool also. Exactly how I remembered it. I don't know if he's green because there's another version that came out that's that he's green. I don't have that version. I don't think I'll get that version, but I'm pretty satisfied with this one. So, the bells and whistles are okay. The different accents, pretty okay. Harkens back to the original. It may not have the same color. I'll post a picture of the original there somewhere here, but if he is, then he's 4 out of 5. So let's go back. First impression, 4 out of 5. Playability, first SilverHawk that I'm giving a 3 out of 5. Price point, probably a 2.5, or maybe 2.5, just because it's more expensive than the others. But shelf appeal is 4.5. You see the guy, you see him. He's nice. He's good. I'm pleasantly surprised. Overall, I'd give him a 3.5. Probably the first SilverHawk that I've reviewed on this channel where I'm giving him a passing mark. And if I'm thinking about letting go of all my SilverHawks, I'd probably let go of this one last. I'm not sure about the others. We just got the Copper Kid and the Speed Racer. I don't know if that's the right name, but his vehicle, we got Copper Kid, and we also have a few more to review on the channel. Like we still have Steelheart, we still have Quicksilver. We're trying to get our hands on their leader, but at the end of the day, what we have is, I think, most of what is available, and we'll do a review on Monstar before we end the series. Ultimately, this is probably one of the top 3 SilverHawks figures that we've opened. No, this is the top 1. Top 3 overall, based on what we have in the collection. We'll see how the ranking goes once we've opened the rest. That being said, that ends our review of Buzz-Saw, the SilverHawks. Why do I keep saying Thundercats? The SilverHawks robotic nemesis, villainous henchman of Monstar. And I hope you like this review. Don't forget to click like. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Hit that bell button to get notified. We're also on TikTok and Facebook, same name. And don't forget to follow us there, like any of our videos. And please, if you have any suggestions on what toys you want to see, we have pretty much a lot. G.I. Joe Classified. We have Transformers for Transformers Tuesdays for G.I. Joe Classified. And others, we will feature them on Throwback Thursday. And for superhero stuff like X-Men, we're going to feature that on Superhero Saturday. So with that, I thank you for watching, and don't forget, toys are not just cool, they're totally cool. Happy collecting. See ya.